Okay, so you're thinking about relocating to Everett, Washington. But before you do, you want to find out as much as you can about why people love living here, why they like to call it home. Well, that's exactly what we're going to be covering today. I'm going to go over the top 5 reasons why people just absolutely love calling Everett home. Make sure you stick around for that last reason. When I was doing my research for this video, I was shocked to hear about it. So I want to make sure you know about it. So stick around till the end. And if you're ready to learn more about what makes Everett so awesome, we're getting after it right now. Okay, getting things kicked off here. We are right downtown Everett, and if we're talking about probably the biggest reason why people love living in Everett, it's got to be the cost of living. It's just way more affordable up here. Everett is located in Snohomish County, which when comparing Snohomish County to King County, Snohomish County is way cheaper. So further north you go, it's just going to be a little bit cheaper anyways. But so we're up here in Snohomish County, which makes the cost of living much more affordable. Now, when comparing it to the national average, Everett's a little bit higher, okay? But when you're comparing it to cities like Seattle, cities like Bellevue, Everett is just way more affordable, much easier to manage than those cities right there. So what I like to use, a website or a resource that I use as far as comparing cost of living, is a website called bestplaces.net. And it's a great resource for comparing specific cities, you know, a city you're coming from, the city you're going to. And what they do is they use a baseline of 100 for the national average, okay? So if the national average cost of living is 100, trying to cross the street here without getting taken out here. National average is 100. Bellevue, Seattle is gonna be a lot higher, like I said. But Everett, where we're at, is gonna be right around 126.6. So around 26% higher than the national average, right? Seattle is going to be around 167.8. So that's a difference of about 33% right there. So more expensive than the national average by 26%, but cheaper than Seattle by about 32% is where Everett falls. So much more affordable, just a little bit further north, heading up into Snohomish County. And you know, if you're looking at the different factors of what makes the cost of living so expensive, the biggest majority, you know, the majority of that is going to be the median home price, right? So for Seattle, let's start with Seattle. Median home price is going to be around $815,000. That's your single family condo townhomes. If you're looking at just single family, you're looking around $950,000, right? For Everett, a lot more affordable. So you're looking at $619,000 for the median home price. That's your single family townhome condo. If you're looking at just single family, you're looking at $642,000, somewhere in that range. So your dollar goes a lot further. The further north you go here in Everett, you can get a lot more for your money. So get a pretty nice house for $650,000, $700,000. So that's the biggest difference in the cost of living. But wanted to cover that. I think that's probably, you know, why people are so drawn to this city, is they can just get a lot more for their money. But that's the first reason. We'll move on to the second reason. But first, I'm gonna get a coffee real quick. I'm gonna dip into my favorite coffee shop up here in Everett. It's called Narrative Coffee. If you're in the area looking for a good cup of coffee, definitely check out Narrative Coffee. They're awesome. So, all right, we'll see you on the next one. Okay, on to reason number 2 why people are loving Everett so much. But real quick before we do, hey, you know, I'm out here every week hustling for you guys, making these videos about the Seattle and surrounding areas. And, you know, can you do me a quick favor? If you're getting any kind of value from this video, drop a like right down below. Hit that like button. Really helps me know that I'm on the right track. Appreciate it. If you want to go one step further, drop a comment down below. Let me know what areas you want to see, what areas you want me to tour next, or maybe some relocation topics that you want me to cover. Drop it in the comment down below. I'm listening. Had a comment the other day from Ann. She said, hey, how come you haven't done Kenmore yet? I said, but I don't know, I guess I better do it. So I went out, I did Kenmore. Within a couple weeks, we had Kenmore videos on the channel. So I want to make this channel as interactive as possible with you, the viewer. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see and I'll get out and do it. So, okay, to number two, the reason number two. The downtown area of Everett has been, they've really put a lot of effort into revitalizing the downtown section of Everett here. They've made it a lot more pedestrian friendly. They've cleaned up a lot, which makes it more business friendly. There are a ton of great restaurants, shops that you can, they're all within walking distance within this downtown area. And it's just a lot safer, a lot cleaner feel than what it's been in the past coming into downtown Everett, which, you can see their efforts are starting to pay off. It definitely has that vibe of a place that you want to hang out in and feel comfortable doing so. So, just one of the major reasons why I think people should definitely start considering Everett is the downtown area is great to hang out in. I mean, they have Angel of the Winds Arena right downtown. They have a lot of great concerts there. Hockey, because WHL is the hockey league that plays there. But there's if you're a fan of baseball, they have a stadium right downtown Everett for the Everett Aqua Sox. And just a ton of stuff to do right here in this area. And the biggest thing I noticed is just the cleanup efforts that they've done. And you'll see it as you get down here and check it out. But just the second reason why I think Everett's awesome. Everett's revitalization efforts have put a strong focus on attempting to make the city more pedestrian friendly while keeping up with its historical character. A perfect example of that is right behind me. This project, the Grand Avenue Park Bridge, was completed in 2019, and it's a scenic walkway that connects the waterfront district here in Everett to the downtown community. So it's a scenic walkway that connects the two and really just kind of brings it together and makes it much more pedestrian friendly. It's an effort to help kind of revitalize the businesses, make it more economic friendly. So just one example of that is right here behind me. Okay, another reason people love Everett so much is its beautiful neighborhoods and the picturesque setting that Everett has, just being tucked right up on the Puget Sound. And what I really want to focus on right here, where we're at right here, is just the uniqueness of these neighborhoods, though. The homes, they all have kind of that historical charm to them. You don't see just cookie cutter homes, one right after the other. I mean, these homes are beautiful. Look at these. They all sit on relatively large lots, just a ton of character. They were probably built in the early 1900s, but just a really, really cool part of town right here. We're in the Bayside neighborhood, actually, and I love it. Typically I'm a kind of guy that likes a newer house, the modern, modern living, I guess you could say. But when I come up here to Everett and I see these old, just historic houses with giant porches and just so much character, I mean, you just know that each and every one of these houses has a story to it. And it's just cool. I love it up here. And like, look at this house right here. This is really cool. I mean, just beautiful. So they all have backyards. They all have good sized front yards. But, the neighborhoods, that's one thing. But then just the surrounding beauty of Everett. Like I said, specifically where we're at right now in this Bayside neighborhood, we're right up above the waterfront area. And it's just so scenic, so beautiful. One of the just most beautiful parts of the world, if we're being honest here. It's really that special here in Everett. So just the cool neighborhoods and the picturesque setting that Everett has is just another reason why people love living here. Okay, when you think of Everett, it's pretty easy to also think of Boeing. Boeing is Everett's largest employer, which makes up about 25% of the jobs here in Everett. So massive amounts of employment opportunities in the aerospace industry right here. We're actually standing outside of the largest facility that Boeing has in the whole United States. We're right outside of it here, and fun little fact for you, this is actually the largest building in the world, okay, by volume. So largest building in the world. It doesn't really do it justice from the angle that we're at right now, but if you were to go to that side over there, unfortunately it's all highway, so we can't get a good shot of it, but it's just massive. So huge building, hugest in the world, as you could imagine. So lots of aerospace jobs here in Everett, and it's not just Boeing. There's actually a lot of smaller companies in the Everett area that contract with Boeing that are in this aerospace industry. So just a ton of opportunity when it comes to work employment here in Everett. While Boeing makes up about 25% of the available jobs here in Everett, they're not the only game in town. In the last couple of years, Everett's done a fantastic job of diversifying and spreading out into the healthcare industry as well as education. And a major example of that is right behind me here. This is the Providence Medical Center right here, just north of downtown Everett. This facility, as well as several other smaller healthcare facilities, are in this area and offer a ton of great high-paying jobs for the city of Everett. Now, if you're not in the healthcare industry, you're not in the aerospace industry, maybe you work in Seattle, Everett still might be an option for you. Yes, the commute is not going to be ideal, but maybe you're working a couple days a week in Seattle. The commute probably give you an hour and a half to get in and out of Seattle during peak rush hour times. But you also have the option of taking the train. So there's the Sounder train that goes right into Seattle. That would take you about an hour if you had to do that. And it's not a bad option because you can just jump on the train, open up your laptop, get to work, and let the train do all the work. So if you only had to do that a couple times a week, I could see that option not being too bad. But, you know, if you had to do it daily, yes, that probably would start to grind on you after a bit. But you do have options. So, but if you work up in this northern region of the Puget Sound area, Everett might not be a bad option because there's a ton of opportunity, like I said, in the aerospace industry, a ton of opportunity in the healthcare industry, and other small businesses around as well. Okay, our next reason ties in to what we just talked about, and Everett having a lot of employment opportunity with Boeing, with the healthcare industry. You know, when you have high employment rates combined with low poverty rates, that's usually going to mean that you have a pretty low crime rate, and that is the case here in Everett. Now, going to direct you back to that website we were talking about earlier, the bestplaces.net. They have a really great feature on there where you can kind of compare the crime rates as well. But real quick, let me jump over to something else. Look at this house right here. How cool is that? See that white one right there? That one's amazing. This one's really nice too. This yellow one behind me. So, sorry, I got sidetracked. I love these beautiful historic homes, and I wanted to make sure you saw it because those are two of the nicer ones that I've seen. But low crime rate, bestplaces.net, that's what we were saying. So bestplaces.net, what they'll do is they will give a report on the crime for that city. They will use a scale of 0, meaning zero crime, or 100, meaning high crime. And you know, no city is immune to crime. You know, we're not talking about Pleasantville here. Every city deals with it. But the national average for crime, for violent crimes, is 22.7. Okay, so Everett is right around the national average of 23.5. So just slightly above the national average for violent crimes. So basically it means Everett is about as safe as your average city in the United States. Now, comparing that to Seattle, this is what surprised me. This is what really surprised me, is that Seattle is almost about 10 points higher at around 32.3 for violent crime. So the fact that Everett is like almost 10 points safer than Seattle was pretty shocking to me, and I thought that was really interesting. If we're talking about property crime, you know, property crime is going to be more common. You see more of it. The national average for property crime is right around 35.4. For Everett, it's looking around 78.6. So almost double the national average, which, you know, it is what it is. Seattle is right around the same. Seattle checks in around 76.9. So both of them very similar when talking about property crimes, but the violent crimes, those numbers kind of shocked me that Everett is doing so well in that category. So just another reason why I think Everett is great and an area that you should definitely consider. And you know, if you're thinking about relocating here to the Seattle area or a suburb like Everett, make sure you reach out to us. You got to reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Make sure you schedule that 30-minute buyer consultation. We'll get you set up, get you pointed in the right direction. We want to make sure that the move you make is right on the first time, and we get you in the best area possible for you and your situation. So reach out, schedule that 30-minute buyer consultation. We'd love to talk to you. And hey, if you want to learn even more about what it's like to live in Everett or other cities in the Seattle area, make sure you click on this video that's popping up right now, and you'll learn a ton more about the Seattle area. And until next time, we hope to show you around town. Take care. Bye.